Welcome to Winchester News Online as we continue our coverage of the Bison season 2008-2009. And joining me in the studio now is a man who's performed many roles for the side this year. First of all, he was a player, then he was the assistant captain, then he was the player coach, and now, well, I'll let him say that bit in a minute. Eric Braff, thank you very much for coming in. Quite simply, let's start with, was this the hardest season you've ever had to endure as a professional hockey player?
Yeah, it definitely has. I haven't been playing professionally for long, but to face some of the obstacles that we did this year was definitely a tough task for guys like any team to overcome and to take on. And it just kept snowballing at the start of the year and kind of down the mountain kind of thing, and just ended up being a big I don't know what you'd call it, but just a big
big frustration.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's begin by going back to before this season even began, and last year wasn't an easy season for you with the Taylors pulling out as the owners and Thomas taking over. But it all seemed pretty rosy at the start of the season, and you obviously re-signed another deal to come back. What made you come back to the Bison?
Well, to be honest, it was definitely the university. University of Winchester did, they helped out and they partnered up with the Bison, and I think that was just it's a great deal to have. And for the Winchester University to offer placements for some of the players, it speaks wonders to the university, and I think it gives them a bit of exposure and gives a different. It promotes ice hockey a bit down here in the south, which is up in the north. I think it's a bit more popular, but yeah, no, it's just basically I'm back just to get my master's degree, and I'm thankful to the university for that opportunity.
Ron Aldridge obviously was coaching the team at the start of the year, and when you saw the team on paper, what was your initial thoughts of the team? Did you think you could go on from last year?
Yeah, definitely. I thought we signed a lot of guys. We had some big tough D, our forwards like Brad Cruikshank. Those guys, they're great players in this league, and we obviously didn't start off the way we wanted to start the season. I don't think we won in 10 games, and it's just sometimes just things don't click together for the team, and I think that was probably one of the reasons why we were a little unsuccessful in the beginning.
Well, obviously Zoom Airlines collapsed before the season even began, and it obviously had a massive effect on the team. Just how close were you and the team from not icing?
Yeah, well, I think I was back home in Canada, I guess, the last week of August, and I heard the news about Zoom on the TV, and I guess the phone started ringing off the hook with between here and England in Canada and England, and everyone didn't know what was going to happen. It was kind of obviously it was a panic in that whole crisis weekend and all that stuff, but we just, as a hockey player or whatever, I guess you got to take your lumps and stuff like that. One year I went to the East Coast League. I was going to play in Texas with the team, I was trying to think, in Beaumont, Texas, but that was the year of Hurricane Katrina, and so that my team kind of folded right before the season I was supposed to go. So, stuff like that has happened, and it's just one of those things. And the fans and all the wonderful supporters came together in Basingstoke and made everything possible for us to get over.
Well, exactly. I mean, did you make any other arrangements for yourself during this period? Were you looking at going to another team, or were you just going to go into the marketplace?
Well, that's it. Like I didn't know, to be honest. It happened so quickly, right? Like it just happened, and I had no plans to sign somewhere else, and I was pretty happy about signing on with Winchester, the university here too, and I don't know, like if the team would have gone bust, I definitely would have tried to get on another team somewhere else.
That's fair enough. Right, the first 10 games, as you said, the Bison didn't actually pick up a victory. Did you have a sense of deja vu at this point? Did you think that here we go, another losing season in Basingstoke?
Oh yeah, it's tough. I definitely, we're obviously, we're never expected to do well, but for myself, you kind of want to have the pride and to start off the losing streak, and it's only 10 games compared to the end of the year, but yeah, at any point in the season, you obviously want to have a good start, and that kind of dictates what's going to happen the rest of the way. And we kind of, I don't know what it was, but it was just one of those ways that the team wasn't clicking, I don't think.
Was the off-ice issues any problem with this in the first 10 games? Was it affecting the players or?
Well, you have to say yes. I think it was. You know, because at every time you're in training in the morning, at home, you're in apartments with all the guys and stuff. You're always talking about it, and for it to be concerns, like it's, you know, we're not making Premiership football money or anything like that, and guys, you know, guys have mortgages back home, families and stuff, and you know, when you don't get money and expenses that are owed to you, you know, it's just like any other job. You're a job, you expect to get paid if you're at a business, but. Yeah, that definitely does have an effect. And, you know, I can admit it affected me and stuff, because just, you know, and other guys just coming to you with all the problems and all that stuff. So it definitely did pose an issue. But, you know, you can always say the argument that you got to leave those issues behind and go play a game for 2 hours. But I don't know, it definitely does have a mental effect.
I mean, all these off-ice issues obviously culminated in Ryan Aldridge leading the squad as the coach. Was it a blow to yourself and the team?
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. Once Ryan left, you know, I think that obviously opened the door, and then I think all the other guys, I don't know how many guys left or whatever, but yeah, it definitely, you know, anytime you lose a coach, and Ryan's a great guy, he's a great person, still in contact with him. So, and we had a few friendly games against him there in Swindon the last few weeks, but. Yeah, it's definitely sad to see someone go, but you know, his reasons were justified.
Out of this all, you were obviously appointed the team coach with Greg Chambers and Jeremy Cornish as your assistant coaches. Firstly, how did you get this appointment? How did it come around for you?
Well, I was still back in the Thomas era when Ryan left, and I guess Thomas was only, I guess, my boss, for a week until he left. But yeah, he came down and sat with me, Greg, and it was me, Greg, and Jeremy, and just you know, just asked if we'd take over, kind of thing, and I gladly accepted, because I was going to be here, and I was here for the whole year, and wanted the Bison to do well, and you know, it was my pleasure to take it on.
Were you offered any assurances by him when you first took over the role? Were you told there'd be this sort of budget, or were you told it's just going to be as it is, you've got to take it?
Well, I remember when he was in at the start of the year, we'd always have meetings with him, because due to, you know, we weren't getting paid, kind of thing, and you know, we'd always have the questions, you know, like, are we getting our money? Like, are we gonna get what's owed to us, kind of thing? And you know, he would always, you know, just blow hot air, I guess, out of his mouth would come out, and he obviously made promises, but you know, that was obviously turned out to be a joke. So yeah, good riddance.
You said you wanted the position as coach. Has it been a sort of thing you've wanted since a young age, or has it been sort of something as you've got older you've interested in?
I've never, to be honest, so I've never thought about it until like when it happened, and you know, I thought it'd be a good opportunity, and you know, I thought I learned a bit throughout my days, and I had some good coaches growing up. My coach in my undergraduate university, he was the basis for a lot of what I did.
Yeah, so one of the first things you had to deal with obviously was the loss of Brad Cruikshank as he joined the Sheffield Steelers. I mean, he is Mr. Basingstoke. What do you think made him leave the club? What pushed him over the edge?
Well, he's definitely got a family now. You know, he's not a single guy or whatever. You know, he's got responsibilities, and again, he justified why he left. You know, he's got a young son, Toad, now, and another one on the way. So yeah, you gotta look out for your family, and that was number one for sure.
Was this the turning point for the Bison season to just dip down a little bit?
Well, I don't know. To be honest, not at the time. At the time, we were playing well. You know, we lost Brad, and I don't know what our streak was or whatever. But you know, we had a good solid 10 wins before Christmas, kind of thing. Like 10 wins, 10 losses as a record, and you know, that was with most of the big chunk of that was without Brad. So. You know, he's definitely, don't get me wrong, he's an influential player, and he's a great leader to have on a team. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think one player, you know, doesn't make a team.